Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Louis Taylor, and today we're going to be doing a little tutorial on how to do distance-based reverb for FMOD and Unreal Engine, but this is applicable for any game engine that you're using FMOD with. I wanted to talk about this because I was trying to set this up in my own project, and it was a little bit difficult to originally figure out, although it seemed quite simple in hindsight, and I wanted to make a video about it just so that I could share what I learned. It's very simple in the end, so hopefully you'll find this helpful. Before we get started, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. It really helps out, and if you feel like it, put the notification bells on so that you don't miss further videos in the future. So let's jump straight into it. So here we are in FMOD, and I'm using this with Unreal Engine 4.27 because the project that we are on has been going for a few years now, and that's just what we started in. Now, I do know that FMOD is a little bit behind meta sounds on Unreal Engine 5 in this particular case. I believe that Unreal Engine 5's meta sounds has reverb-based distance built into the audio actors that are within the engine. But alas, in Unreal Engine 4 it doesn't, and nor does it have it built in FMOD without some setup. So let's jump straight into it. I find this most useful with sounds that are meant to be realistic in the world, obviously, especially voiceover. And I've got a little test file here, which as you can hear is just me. This is a test. We are testing for distance-based reverb in FMOD. So it's going to loop, and we're going to put that into the game engine in a moment. Now, what you have to do is you have to make sure that, first of all, this is a 3D sound. So the way you do that is you open up the event defaults by right-clicking, and you either have a 3D action or a 3D timeline. It's up to you, whichever you prefer. So the first thing to do is you can create a new parameter, and within this you can select one of the built-in parameters here called distance. And this basically is the built-in distance parameter that translates directly to Unreal Engine. Now, I'm going to set the maximum here to 10,000 because that is the maximum kind of distance in Unreal Engine, 10,000 meters. And this is going to have a nice correlation now with the Unreal Engine distance attenuation. So I can safely map my reverb automation to the distance in a linear fashion. So as it happens, I already have a sheet for this called distance, and I'm going to open that up. And now I also want you to add in a reverb. So this is where you do that. You can adjust the settings here. Again, I also have a preset for this already that I've set up, which is called distance-based reverb. And I've got all the settings that I want here. Now, what you'll notice is if I show the automation here, there's an automation right at the beginning. Obviously, like I said, it goes all the way up to 10,000, which is not really where you want to be able to hear voiceover unless you've got a crazy game. So if we zoom right in, you can see that up to 60 meters, the wet level is actually very strong. Now, there's two ways that I'm going to test this. And the first way is directly in FMOD in the Sandbox, which is really nice. And what you can do is create a new scene. Open up Window, Sandbox, open up a new scene. And within this scene, you can find the events here. And I'm going to just drag in the audio file here. This is a test. We are testing for distance-based reverb. I can stop it here. I've put this in the middle of the scene. I can put it anywhere I like, right? Anywhere in the entire map. And it kind of tells you at the top here how many meters away it is. And obviously we can have a really good test for this now. So I can add a listener by right-clicking, add listener. Now this is my listener. I can kind of drag him around here. And depending on the direction that I'm dragging him in is the direction that he will be listening in. I'm just going to put him straight in the middle like that, roughly. Now I'm going to hit play. This is a test. We are testing and now distance-based. You can test based on where the sound is in the map. This is a test. We are testing for distance-based reverb in FMOD. This is a test. We are testing for distance-based reverb. Now, it's worth mentioning here that I have a 2D blend. If we go back to the original timeline here, the original event, and I remove that attenuation, and I put something a little bit more normal, shall we say, not 2D. For example, I actually have another preset called 2D blend distance attenuated. So based on the distance, you'll find that it's 2D only close up, which is kind of the perfect balance for realistic sound. So if we go back to the Sandbox and hit play.
Testing for distance-based reverb.
This is a test. We are testing for distance-based reverb in FMOD. This is a test. We are testing for distance-based reverb in FMOD. This is a test. We are testing. So it's a really nice way of testing it out. And we're just here for the reverb, so I'm going to go back to the previous 2D one just to make sure that it's super clear. Now I'm going to go into Unreal Engine. So we're in a test map here. I've added in the FMOD actor already, and I'm just going to add in the sound. Distance-based reverb test. So that all works nicely. The attenuation, you don't need to adjust any of this, any of these settings. They may or may not be different to mine as well, because we have some custom settings in the project. Now I'm going to make sure it's enabled. It loops. Great. Let's hit play.
This is a test. We are testing for distance-based reverb.
So as you can see, I've got my sound here coming from the table.
We are testing for distance-based reverb in FMOD. This is a test. We are testing for distance-based reverb in FMOD. This is a test. We are testing for distance-based reverb in FMOD. This is a test.
So as you can see, the sound works really nicely, and over the distance, the reverb is attenuated in. It's very simple, and all you need to do, just to reiterate, create a new parameter, use the inbuilt distance one, just like this. Inbuilt distance, set it to whatever range you want. I do 10,000 just to make sure it matches Unreal Engine. Add in the reverb, add automation, and then once you do that, you can then adjust the wet level to your liking. So thank you so much for watching. I know this was quite a simple one. I just wanted to make a little tutorial out there for anyone that was interested or looking for this, and I hope you found it useful. So please do subscribe, hit that like button. Thanks for watching all the way to the end, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.